All right, so I think you're going to dig this arm workout. So it's all supersets. And the first superset we did was a fully supinated dumbbell curl. So if you notice when we're curling, we're keeping our arms, our wrists supinated the whole time. And we're getting a good full range of motion. Most of the reps I'm going down. Some of them I'm probably not going down all the way, but it's a good full range of motion for the most part. And we're doing around, as long as you're getting around 8, 10 reps around that ballpark, until you can't do any more reps with good form. Once your form breaks down, just go immediately into a hammer curl, get a little brachialis, little brachioradialis, and pump out another six-ish reps, and your arms should be on fire. And then go right into the tricep push downs. As you know, I like the spongy grips. So we're using spongy grips today. So shoot for around, I would say around 10 reps there as well. And then once you can't do any more with good form, now flip around and we're doing a bent over extension, I guess is what you'd call it. And pump out another 6, 8, 10 reps there. Now watch as I do these. As I get into the stretch position, I actually shoot my body forward to create more stretch in the tricep. That's the first sequence. So you're going to want to do 3 rounds of that, and then you're going to have some stretching to do afterwards. Now, one key thing to mention is we took a long time to warm up, like a long time. And part of that's just because we're older and our elbows aren't quite what they used to be. But we probably did a good 4 or 5 rounds of this with lighter weight just to get the blood moving, get the elbows warmed up. So don't feel like you have to rush into I would prefer you to actually not start until you're fully warmed up, until like all the kinks are worked out and the blood's in the muscle. So that's how we're going to start the mega arm pump workout for today. Okay, so after you do your 3 supersets of that first series, we just finished with that. I want you to very quickly get into a stretch position for your biceps. So look where my hand is. Hands, palms facing down. Rotate out, stretch your bicep. What I want you to do is 30 seconds on each bicep. Stretch until it hurts. You're going to do both biceps. Same thing with the hand, stretch till it hurts. Then you have to do your tricep. So I want you to do this. Squat down, and then grab something. Now stretch that tricep. 30 seconds. Then I want you to do the other tricep. So squat down, grab something, then come up till you get into that deep stretch right there. Give me 30 seconds on that. As soon as you're done with this, head right to your next combo. All right, so the second sequence we did was really wicked too. We used 2 ropes, and we did, obviously it's a push down, but we get back further into elbow extension. So you get a little bit more to the inner head of your long head of your tricep when you do that, a little bit more range of motion. Try to pin your elbows against your sides. Try not to let your upper arm move any. Try to really dig those elbows in your sides and use nothing but tricep. Again, if you use 2 ropes, you're going to get more range of motion. You can't really do that exercise if you're using 1 rope. So rep-wise, again, somewhere ballpark around 10. Then when you can't do full range of motion, just start going down, straight down with the rope. As you can see, I'm kind of keeping the rope right out in front of my forehead, and I'm driving straight down. And I'm really, if you look at it, I'm really getting a little bit of a stretch too. But I'm driving straight down, I'm keeping tension on the tricep, and it feels amazing. So then knock out another anywhere from 6 to 10 reps like that. And then we're gonna move on, go straight into a preacher curl. I'm using an easy bar. I know a lot of people don't like an easy bar. A lot of people prefer dumbbells, and I understand why. I completely understand why. But I still love my easy bar preacher curls. I've never had an elbow problem from them. I've never had a wrist problem. I get a massive pump in my lower biceps, so I'm not going to give them up because everybody says they don't work. I do feel like they work. I feel like it's a good basic exercise that, you know, as long as it feels good, you should do it. I do like the dumbbell version, but I'm sorry, I'm not ready to give up my easy bar preacher curls. So what we did there was we did about 8 to 10. I think I got 10 on most of mine. And then look at how we finished the set. So we finished the set doing a 10-second negative. I think Chris even threw in a 15-second negative. So the last rep, really flex, lower the weight really slow, ton of tension in your bicep, load them full of blood. Once you get done with this superset, your arm should be really, really jacked up. So we did 3 rounds on this as well, back to back. And then we stuck in that stretch again. So you'll see the stretch coming again. 30 seconds again on each bicep. Actually, no, we bumped up to 45 seconds the second round on each bicep, 45 seconds on each tricep. But that was the second combination, and at this point, you're going to feel really good. You're going to be really enjoying your arm workout. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and got it. Okay, so after you get done with that sequence, the second superset, hit that same stretch again, 30 seconds. Actually bump up to 45 seconds now on each bicep and 45 seconds on each tricep, and then head straight into the third combination. All right, the third sequence. Another basic exercise, a regular old barbell curl. You can use an easy bar curl if you want. The barbell curl, at this point, our biceps are really pumped up and they're a little fatigued, so don't be surprised if you can't use a normal amount of weight. We got our little 65 pounds on there, so don't laugh at us too much. But what we did was we went to failure with good form, and then we threw in 5 partials out of the bottom, or I tried to get 5 partials. So that means you're going down all the way, but you're only coming up halfway. And really, this is how I think, I hear people talk about doing cheat curls. You don't need to do a cheat curl. Bending backwards, you don't need to put your back at risk for injury. When you're done with full reps, just do half reps or lighten the weight and continue to do reps with good form with lighter weight. In my mind, there's really no need to do a cheat curl. It's just risk that you just don't need. So regular barbell curls, throw in the partials at the bottom, you continue to get tension. And from there, we went into another a hidden goodie. I don't really see people doing these, but it's a kettlebell lying extension, and we're doing it rest pause style. So if you watch what Chris and I are doing, we're actually letting the kettlebell hit the floor, and we're pausing it for a second, and we're driving straight up. Now that's a key point too. Drive the weight straight up, not out in front of you. If you just kick the weight straight up, you're going to keep more tension on your triceps that way. And on this one, we bumped our reps up. So we were doing 15, 20 reps to start, and then of course as we went, we lost reps just due to fatigue. But start off with 15, 20 reps on your first round, because you're going to lose reps. But just go to failure. You're not at risk of hurting yourself, so just go to failure, and when you can't do any more, just drop the kettlebell. That's a great example of an exercise where you can truly go to failure and not hurt yourself. And again, we're doing this third. So lying extension variations can be really hard on your elbows, but we're doing them third. I felt absolutely zero stress on my elbows. I felt no elbow tension at all. So we're saving our elbows, we're still getting the benefit of the exercise. And again, on this one, we're doing another 3 rounds. So that brings you up to 9 sets total for bis at this point, 9 sets total for tris. And then we stuck in another stretch, but we bumped it up to 60 seconds. So 60 seconds on each bis, 60 seconds on each tri. And that finished our third combination. Just a quick note, you may not have kettlebells. You can use dumbbells. Dumbbells work fine. You just got to be careful you don't smash your forehead or bust your jaw or break your teeth, right? But dumbbells are fine too. I just like the kettlebells because I feel like I can keep my elbows in a little bit more and get a little bit more tricep. Whereas if I have a dumbbell, sometimes I have to and it also depends on what kind of dumbbell you have. We have these old dumbbells. Some of the dumbbells here are really old, but they're not wide, so they feel better. But if you have the dumbbells that are kind of wider, those can kind of get in the way. So anyways, just an extra point there. All right, and our last combo was, it's a kind of a pinwheel curl on the flat part of a preacher bench. So I first saw Flex Wheeler doing these in the 90s. And I always really thought this was a great exercise for your biceps and your brachioradialis also. But again, it's just pinwheel style on the back end of a preacher bench. So where you would normally do a spider curl, that's how you're going to do these. That's important because your arm needs to be hanging down. If you try to do on a regular preacher bench, the tension will be going the wrong way. So great exercise there. Basically, we're just going to failure. I think we were somewhere around 12 reps, give or take a few reps on those, on each arm. And then we move into another really old school exercise, a diamond push-up. And we're doing them with our hands on a bench. I don't know how many reps we could have got if we did them off the floor, actually. That would have been a little bit harder. Just doing them on a bench, was hard, and then look at the tempo we were using. So we were going down nice and slow. We were getting a good stretch at the bottom, really get that medial head around your elbow thicker, which is where a lot of people lack. And I don't even remember how many reps we were doing there. I'm pretty sure I was only getting somewhere around 6-8 reps with that tempo, but that was a lot of tension. So we did change up the amount of sets on this one. Instead of doing 3 rounds, we did 2 rounds. So you got the pinwheel curl on each arm, then you got the diamond push-up with your hands on a bench. You can adjust, like if you feel super strong, go ahead and do them off the floor. If you feel weak and you're tired, then you could use a Smith machine and you could set the bar up really high so you don't have to go as far down as we go. So you can adjust that exercise to how fatigued you are at this point. So that was the combination we did to finish things off. We were going to do 3 sets, but I think we pretty much felt like our arms were done at that point. That's probably a good point for you to realize too. You know, when your muscle's done, it's done. Like if the blood is like maxed out and then starting to go the other way, like that's pretty good chance you're probably done. You can stop. And this is if you think about it, this is a lot of hard sets in a row. All the sets were to failure. Every single set was to failure. And we were moving fast as well. All right, the moment of truth has arrived.
That's a great workout, huh?
That was 11 sets.
Yeah.
Hard sets for buys and 11 hard sets for tries.
With a really good super stretching in there.
And stretching. Yeah, so.
And don't neglect the stretching. That adds to the pump, guys. That's extremely important. Don't shortcut it. All right, let's go.
So first time was what, 18 or 18 and 3/4?
It was 19, China.
No, it wasn't. It was 18.
Dude, 19 and 3/4.
So we got about an
inch. All right, let's see.
Just under 19 and a half. I think I surged ahead by a little bit.
You got it. Good job.
But you know, the thing is look at his arms and look at mine. So mine's about 1/4 inch bigger, but visually, look at the shape of his arms.
Yeah.
Anybody who walked in here and saw us train together would think his arms are 2 inches bigger than mine. I know I would. And that goes to show you the importance of shape and structure in bodybuilding. The inches don't really matter all that much when you're put together a certain way. Chris's arms look 1,000,000 times better than mine. And that's what I noticed when I was younger. I used to see these guys and they looked like their arms were amazing, and then they were like 17 and a half inches.
Yeah.
But they were shaped right.
Uh-huh.
They were shaped right.
And then weight too. Like a lot of times you get hung up on the scale, but you know, I think right now I'm like, probably this morning I was even lighter than this, so about 206. So it always looks more, but remember, it's the illusion. Bodybuilding is an art. It's not, don't let the scale mess you up.
Yeah, 206, and I'm about 210 now. So we're over 19, 20, right around between 19, 20 inch arms at about 210, 207 pounds.
That's about right. That's a good height to arm ratio.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. My arms are going to be pumped all day now.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks so much, John. It was awesome. Guys, try that, comment below, and let us know what else you want to see.